Hi, and welcome to 7 Minutes or Less. I'm Tony Warner. I'm your host, and joining us, as always, is Bruce Bennett, who is the senior pastor here at First Methodist in Malvern. And we talk about topical Christian subjects in 7 minutes or less. At least we try to do that. Brother Bruce, welcome.
Thank
And
you.
we wanted to talk today about church mattering. Why does church matter? Going to church, we're talking about, because we have digital and we can connect by the internet and watch a service, watch a sermon on TV. Why is church important?
Well, that's an interesting topic, isn't it, Tony? Just thinking about the church seems out of date. Seems like we could come up with something better, and many people have. They've rejected the church as old-fashioned and not of that much value. We can certainly connect digitally with each other and watch everything we need to know about the Christian faith on the internet. But here's what I think about when I think about the church. Jesus created the church. That wasn't anybody's idea. It wasn't the idea of the apostles. Jesus in Matthew chapter 16, by the way, is an interesting chapter. Jesus takes his disciples on a little excursion, maybe a little vacation, to Caesarea Philippi, which was a real pagan center actually. And Jesus asked his disciples, well, who do people say that I am? And they said, well, some think that you're Elijah, some think that you're, of course, a prophet, some think you're John the Baptist come back from the dead. And he said, well, who do you say that I am? And that's when Simon said, I know who you are. You are the Christ, the Son of God. And Jesus says that this wasn't revealed to him by flesh and blood, but that God revealed this to him. So it's a big step. And Jesus calls him Peter. That's where he gets the name Peter. It's the name Petros in Greek, and it means little rock, by the way. And Jesus says, you're Peter, the little rock, and upon this Petra, this big rock, I build my church. And the big rock is Peter's confession that Jesus is the Messiah, the Christ. And on this confession, he builds the church. Well, here's the interesting thing about that. All throughout the Hebrew Scriptures, God emphasizes our need for each other. It begins in Genesis, when Adam's all alone and God diagnoses this problem that Adam doesn't even know about. God says, it's not good for the man to be alone. By the way, it's not good for a woman to be alone. And so God creates not only a family, but beyond that, God creates the people of God. And God recognizes that we need not just electronic interaction, we need personal interaction with each other. We were created for that. And without that, we cannot be the human beings we were meant to be. So in the church, what happens is we come together and we find those that we don't quite agree with and those that we immediately love. But guess what? God puts us together in a community and it all helps us grow in this faith. So the church is created because we need this social interaction that's more than just a screen. I'm actually an introverted person, and sometimes when I leave church after all day, I just want to go into my study at home and close the door. My wife, when our children were young, I'd go into my study after I got home from church and I'd stay there for 30 minutes just trying to be alone. And my wife, Teresa, would knock on the door and say, come out. You have to come out now and be with your family. Well, the person that I am and the person that I'm trying to become requires social interaction and fellowship. And when we get with people who have faith, as we have faith, it enables us to grow at an astronomical rate. And so the church is something we need. By the way, God created us in His image, and God, in fact, is social. That's what the Trinity is all about, by the way. The Trinity is about God being in fellowship, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, connected in love. And so all of us need the church. We need that interaction. We need that connection. Even those that have every connection electronically need the church.
Well, Brother Bruce, thanks so much for being with us here on the program, and we'll see you again next week. Thank you all for watching, and of course, this is on our Vimeo channel, vimeo.com/First Methodist Malvern, and tell your friends about it. Share the video, share this post on Facebook if you would, and send us a question if you'd like to. You can do that. That is info@firstmethodistmalvern.org, info@firstmethodistmalvern.org. Thanks so much for being with us. See you again next time.